Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, I love to keep it real on this channel. So just put the kids to bed, just had a shower, and today I'm bringing you a super honest and raw video. I love doing these kinds of videos because I know that there are so many moms and even dads, or really anyone out there, struggling with a lot of the things that I have struggled with or am struggling with. And I think I can help some of you guys know that you're not alone, and I just really like being super honest. I don't feel like there is enough of that on YouTube. So today I have a video. It's not only for moms, it is for anybody, and it is about anxiety. So anyone who suffers with anxiety, mild to severe, I'm sure will be able to relate to this video. And I'm going to share with you 6 things that I go through or experience every single day because I have anxiety. So I do have 3 small children, and I feel like because of that, I obviously have a lot more stress in my life, which feeds my anxiety. I always had anxiety, especially in university. It's when I got really triggered. But I felt like a lot less or a lower amount of anxiety because I wasn't as stressed as I am now. So now that I'm more stressed, my anxiety is worse. I have come a long way. I've improved a lot. I've let a lot of things go, and I'm still a work in progress, but like I said, I have come a long way. But there are still some things I want to share with you, and the first, I wrote them down so I don't forget because I have a bad memory. But the first is I am terrified to answer the door. So this might seem weird to a lot of you, especially if you don't have anxiety, but if you do, you'll understand. Every day, if the mailman knocks on the door, or somebody's delivering me a package, or a neighbor's coming to give me some vegetables, etc., I get severe anxiety, and I sit down for about a good 20-30 seconds and think, should I answer the door or should I not? And I'm going to be 100% honest and say that a lot of the time I will pretend I'm not home and not answer the door and hope that they either leave a note or just leave the package at the door, etc. The only time I'm really okay and fine with opening the door is if I know somebody's coming over, like I expected it, if it's like my family or something like that. But otherwise, I don't know why, but I get severe anxiety and I just don't want to open the door. And it's not that I'm worried they're gonna hurt me or something, it's that I'm worried about the face-to-face. I have anxiety meeting new people or talking to people I don't know. If I know you, I am really outgoing and super, happy and all that. But if I don't know you, I am really nervous. So that's the first thing. The second thing kind of matches that, and it's actually scared to answer the phone. So somebody can call me and I will stare at the phone for like 10 seconds. If I know who it is, then like it'll show up, but sometimes it's just a number and I don't know. And I stare at it and I'm like, should I answer it? Should I not? And honestly, a lot of times, most of the time, I let it go to voice message and then I will call the person back or text them. I love texting because I don't have to talk to somebody, and it sounds brutal, but it's honestly the truth. I get anxiety talking to people and I don't know why. If I have to make a call about like a bill that we know was wrong or something that we need fixing in the house, I have like, my heart races when I have to call someone, and I usually try to make my husband do it, but a lot of times he can't or he's not home and I have to do it, and it causes me a lot of anxiety. A lot of times, even someone I know, I will still not answer the phone. And it's something I'm working on a lot, but yeah, it's all a part of anxiety. The next thing is that I keep making up scenarios in my head of anything. So for example, if somebody hurt me in the past or, did something I didn't like or was rude to me or something, I think about that person, I think about what they did, and then I keep making up new scenarios in my head. Like, I'm not even gonna see that person in who knows how long or whatever, but I still make up a scenario that next time I see them, this is what's gonna happen and they're gonna do this. And like, it's so weird. I don't even know why I do it, but it just happens, and I always stop. I've gotten so good at stopping myself when it starts. But just like to make up a story, for example, just pretend I had a friend named Ashley. I don't, but just pretend I did. And she said something, and she had an issue, and I told her what I would do to fix this issue, and then she's like, no, that's not what I would do. And then she goes to another friend, and that friend tells her exactly what I told her, and then she listens to that friend, and I find out that she did the exact thing that I told her. I'd be like, oh, so she doesn't care what I say, she cares about what someone else says. And I would just think about it over and over again and make up new scenarios in my head similar to what just happened. Doesn't make sense, but if you do have anxiety, I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about. And this kind of plays into depression a little bit. So usually depression is when you're focusing on the past, and anxiety is focusing on the future. When I think about the past and remember about what a certain person said to me or did to me, not that I haven't, like, I'm really good at forgiving people. If something bad happens to me or someone's rude to me or something, I forgive them almost immediately, but I still think about what happened. And so that kind of, like I said, plays on depression, where you think about the past, but then you create a scenario in your head of something that might happen in the future. So that's kind of anxiety and depression coming together. But yeah, definitely something I do, but I've come a long way. I'm really working on it. The next thing is I have severe insomnia because I keep thinking about what I need to do the next day. So I will go to bed at night and spend a good 2 to 3 hours thinking about every single thing I need to do, and I like plan it out. I'm gonna do this first, and then this, and then this, and then this, and I always create like a schedule, and it's exhausting because I honestly fall asleep so late. I go to bed at a decent hour, like 10:30, maybe 11 max, but then I'm up until like 1 a.m. just thinking, and I can't turn my mind off. I can't fall asleep even if I try, which kind of keeps leading me to think more, and it gets insane and it gets crazy. Or a lot of times I think about like something that, well, like what if I plan out the day and I say, what if, you know, I wake up in the morning but one of the kids does something bad, and then it throws off my whole schedule, then what am I going to do? So then I have to like replan, and then I think about another scenario, like what if, you know, John wet his bed, then I have to take his sheets off and do a load of laundry, so then that throws this off, and it gets insane, and I will be up so late thinking about it. It's just crazy. So if you guys relate to any of these, please leave them down in the comment section below. I would love to know that I'm not alone. I know I'm not, but yes, I would love to hear from you all. And if you like these types of videos, please give it a thumbs up so I can make more like this. But the next thing is that I am always way too early everywhere, and that applies to my daily life. So if I get invited to an event or something, I would guarantee be there half hour early because I over allow time for everything because I have so much anxiety about being late to places. So this, like I said, though, it applies to my daily life. So for example, I'll say my husband will be home at 5:30 for dinner. That means I need to start dinner at 12 p.m. to get it ready. I over allow time that by the time he comes home, the dinner's cold. And that applies to everything. Like everything that I do, I just over allow too much time. And then I end up sitting around wasting a lot of time just because I have that anxiety about being late or not being on time. So it's crazy, but that's a huge thing for me. I have been trying to, like, even when we go to church on Sunday, I'll say, if, you know, church starts at 11, we have to leave here at 10, when really we don't have to leave till 10:30. So I have been getting better at leaving a little bit later so we're not so early everywhere we go. And then finally, I have OCD. A lot of people with anxiety have OCD, and I get so many people telling me, you need to calm down, you know, it's okay if your house isn't always clean, it's okay if there's crumbs on the floor or chocolate on your drapes. And the thing is it's not. When you have anxiety, like, you know, pretty severe anxiety like I do, the one thing that keeps you sane is having everything in order. At least I find. If I am having a stressful day, but I can look around my house and see that it's clean and tidy, my stress goes from being up here to being down here. So my clean house is the one and one of the only things that actually de-stresses me. So when I'm always cleaning, that's actually me de-stressing. And I get so many people all the time saying, oh, your house is always going to be messy with kids, you need to relax, you need to calm down. It's not a big deal if your laundry's piled up to here and stuff, but for me it is, because if I add a messy house to my already stressful and anxiety-filled life, my anxiety and stress is just going to be up here rather than here. So for me, having a clean house is important, but my OCD gets intense to, like, where my picture frames all have to be perfect, the blanket on the couch has to be just so. Yeah, I get intense. Like if my bed's not perfectly lined up to the window, I like to have to shift it and like all that. So I do like everything perfect, and that's something I'm trying to work on, to not be such a perfectionist. But overall my OCD does help. But it is still something I experience with anxiety. I do notice that. I do, like, even if I go to someone else's house and it's not, you know, if it's too cluttered, then I feel like I can't breathe. I feel claustrophobic because I do need that, like, that, you know, de-stressing effect of having a clean and tidy home. So that's pretty much all I had to share in this video. I want you guys to know that these are not all the things you might experience if you have anxiety. You might experience all, you might experience none, but these are what I personally experience having anxiety. I am a holistic nutritionist, so I do believe that anxiety stems from nutrient deficiencies, and I have corrected a lot of my deficiencies already, and I've noticed a significant improvement in my anxiety. I used to have panic attacks like several times a day, and now I get it like pretty much never. So I definitely have improved. My depression is gone. So I'm like I said, I'm a work in progress. I'm improving, but there's still, you know, I still have that anxiety. And I feel like being a mom, especially a mom to 3 small kids, there always will be a good level of anxiety hanging around. So I just want to share with you what I kind of experience every day relating to anxiety. There are a lot more than what I'm sharing, but I don't want this video to be super long, so I might share the next one in another video. But if you do like this type of video, please give it a thumbs up, and just remember that I am creating this channel and as like a safe space, because I do think that there is not enough honesty and reality, I guess, on YouTube or on social media in general. And I want you guys to know that experiencing and going through these kinds of things are totally normal, and you're not alone. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can follow me on Instagram if you ever want to chat or just see what I do day to day. It's at Marla's Healthy Life, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.